Shmonty in the morning. Rock 102.1 KFMA.
All right, post-show podcast, Shmonty Beef Vegan, and this is a special treat. A man who's playing the Rialto Theater and gracious enough to give us some time before the performance tonight, Mr. Bruno of Awolnation. Good to have you back in Tucson, man.
This is the lowest couch I've ever sat in.
It is,
Period.
yeah. I feel like
these guys showed up and they said, we really need to be above you, so sit on that side. And we're going to have a couple books we're going to sit on the other side.
Yeah, I threw some phone books underneath our side of this bench.
Yeah.
But now I feel like this is late night talk showing, right?
I feel good down here.
Have you done
this
any
green
of the late
I
night
prefer too.
shows?
It brings out the green in my skin, you know. What'd you say?
I said, have you done any of the late night shows?
Yeah, we've done them all.
And who was the most accommodating in terms of having you on there? What was your best experience?
Well, I'll tell you, we got to do Letterman and Leno before those ended, so that was pretty cool to be. You know, you grow up seeing those shows thinking like that's untouchable. We'll never be there, you know. Right. So that was cool to do.
And then right before they're done, so no one could do them anymore.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I could tell my kids if they want to do this, you know, make the mistake of going down this career path. Yeah. You're not going to get to do what I did. I did that, you know.
You're not getting David Letterman. You're not getting Jay Leno.
Who's the newest guy? The British guy?
James Corden.
James Corden. I always forget it. James Corbett.
No, Corbin.
I thought it was Corden.
I say Corden.
No, I got to work on that.
Yeah.
Either way, he was he was the coolest by far, the nicest. He was so sweet and
just the most outgoing to be able to interact and everything.
He seemed like he really loved it. I know he's new. You know, maybe he hasn't had a chance to become all bitter yet.
But he's not new in terms of like Britain and everything. He's like he was the man over there. He's new to the States.
But certainly newer than
right.
Than all the others.
All those other
Did
guys,
you do the carpool karaoke?
I got asked to do it, and I just didn't do it. And I've never been into good at being funny on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
And a planned thing. I got some decent one-liners here and there, and you know, off the top of I could freestyle some good comedy, but it's hard for me to have it written out or whatever. And so everybody's like, you should do it, and I wasn't totally familiar with it. And looking back now, maybe it would have been something kind of fun to have done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it one of those things where you can go back and go, hey, James, you know.
Probably not.
I'm ready
maybe
now.
On the next record, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to go on the next run, you know. Speaking of which, I mean, you've been on the road promoting this last record here for now, I think, 2 years.
Yeah, something like that.
2015. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, the timing on that is usually like, you know, you run it out and you make sure everyone gets to hear it, and you do your festivals. And last time, you know, after Megalithic Symphony, you took some time to, you know, surf and put together the next record. Are you going to try to do the same thing where you're going to like basically hide away and surf and take some time to clear your mind and try to write a new record?
Well, after the first record, I was so blown away by the success and then what had happened, and it was, you know, it was so new to me that I never really had a chance to stop and smell the roses, so to speak. And so I don't know if I still have done that, but I think I just needed to figure out what I wanted the next record to sound like, and I wrote a lot of songs, and I kind of wanted to take my time because for those who don't know, that was such a long journey to get to that point. It wasn't like I just threw together a debut album and it just did well. Right. I was in so many bands before that failed, and so it was like a 20-year journey from the first band I was in, you know, when I was 12, you know, all the way till now. So I got married as well, you know, became a slightly more of an adult, I'd like to say.
Adulting.
You know, and tried to kind of get everything in order and just kind of reflect on what had taken place over my whole life really to that point, you know. And so, you know, and following up such a massive blessing, it was pretty terrifying, and I felt pretty alone doing it. And then as a result, I isolated myself and made the record completely alone as well. It was just a challenge I was up for. Because the first record was mostly like that, but I had the help of many more friends. So to go full circle, since I did that on the sophomore record run, moving into record number 3, which I don't know what it's going to be called yet, I think I'm much more fired up to make this record than I was. I was scared to make the second record because everybody fails on their sophomore follow-up, sophomore slump.
Yeah, when the song, like a single like Sail was so massive.
I was
and kept-
destined to fail, you know.
Yeah.
And then I didn't, and that blew my mind also. So, you know, now looking forward, I'm just really excited because it's been really fun playing, and the band is really great. It's the best we've ever been. Everybody's getting along nicely, and you know, I just am excited to make another AWOL record right now.
Are you open to collaborate more going into the recording process?
Yeah,
this time
definitely.
around?
I mean, the guys in the band are just such good players that, you know, it's time to have them probably involved in certain, you know, certain instrumentation that is much superior to what I'm able to do, you know?
Yeah.
And I haven't been recording a lot of AWOL stuff. I've taken a nice break from that because I made another record for a band called IRONTOM.
Mm-hmm.
They just signed a record deal with a Sony label called the New Century Media, and we're really excited for that. So I got to co-write
And produce?
Produce, and treat it the same way I treat one of my records, just with their songs. And it's been great because I got to, you know, put my producer hat on and not have to be the face of it.
Right.
And, you know, as we were talking about before, have all the visual content, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Now they have to go do that.
Yeah,
bullshit,
they
you know?
get the fun stress and
Yeah,
trials and
exactly. But
tribulations of
they're
that.
kids and they're up for it, you know, and the singer's an absolute star. And
Well, and you're such an old man. I mean, at this point, look at you.
Yeah. The grays coming
Yeah,
in, you know.
yeah.
That's good because I was going to ask if you were looking forward to going into more producing roles because, you know,
Yeah.
when you write your record, you're laying down all the different tracks and orchestrating everything. So obviously to put your stamp and be able to help other bands find their sound. And does it make it easier for you to be creative in rediscovering what Awolnation is through some of the inspiration in helping others create their style?
I couldn't have said it any better. So that's exactly how I feel right now.
Yeah.
That record's done, and they're on tour right now, and it's just so exciting to root for these kids. And you know, I feel like they're like siblings or children,
Right,
for
the
that matter.
younger
Some more than
brothers.
others, of course, and they're off to college, you know, to go get their master's degree or something.
And you'll
like
see
that,
what
you know?
they're going to make of themselves at this point.
Exactly, yeah. And we have a really good chance. You know, a lot of the songs, they're great live. That matters most, I think. First and foremost, they're great live, and then they have these great songs that could have all sorts of different avenues to be heard. You know, whether it's on radio, hopefully you guys will play it, or you know, we'll see how else it gets played. But so I put all my effort into that, which you know, most of the songs they had written to a certain extent, I just kind of helped clean up, trim the fat, if you will, on some of them, and some came up with some ideas from the get-go as well. But so I kept in shape my writing mind and production mind, and so now I'm just really excited to. It's like I haven't had sex properly in a year or masturbated. It's going to be epic when I do.
Right, it's ready to explode.
Like
Yeah.
trading.
Yeah.
You know, just
Can't wait to hear that first song. Really.
Yeah, just a lot of like, you know, stroking but no finishing.
no,
you
for
know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like a lot of like
building
blue balls for
building
sure. You know.
Your tolerance.
So
Do you,
That's a whole new definition for
now
the
it's
word
gonna be green,
orgasm.
you know, it's gonna be weird.
do you have a timetable in mind right now, or is it just up in the air?
I'm just so excited to get back home and start, you know. So
Sure.
I just feel like it's gonna go much faster than between Megalithic and Run, of course.
Yeah, I was waiting forever.
I
for
know,
that.
and I'm sorry. It
That's
just
right.
kept going, you know, and so why would I stop that natural growth?
Yeah.
And this record keeps going, but I just feel like I have a pretty clear vision or a nice idea of what I want it to end up being like, and it of course will be nothing like this, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
But in the meantime, I have a good positive thought about it, I guess, you know.
Well, the first record was really dark, right? And there's beautiful darkness to it, you know, and that's what I gravitated towards, you know. And the second record had some brighter spots through it. You find yourself, you know, getting to a place where you're feeling like you're writing more happier tones because your life is going better.
No, I felt like the first record there was a lot more hope. And the second record was sort of like, dude, we're all fucked.
Right,
That's
right.
how I felt, at least. I mean, there's a couple bright moments. Of course,
Yeah,
with
and
Woman
pretty
or-
sounds. things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
sure. But now I just feel like, you know, this this third album that I haven't started recording at all. So it's a weird thing to talk about, but it just seems like a time for us all to kind of join together. I mean, we're in a strange time. The election's ridiculous. We all know that. I don't even care to mention my thoughts about it. That's how.
Oh, you say the word politics in the room is,
I don't even.
People immediately hate each other, and then the tone changes.
Well, I encourage people to rethink that scenario, because that's the end goal, is for us to hate each other.
Right.
So let's try to not do that. That's that, and maybe that's what the record will kind of have, that quality to it or spirit, behind. But it's going to be.
Well, I think even more so, you just did a couple shows with Prophets of Rage.
Yeah, we were on tour with them.
So obviously that has a political, tinge to it. There's, it feels like they returned, because of the times. A lot of people would assume. And you go back with Tim, like way back, right? Yeah. And your dad was a huge fan of Rage?
Yeah, my dad loves Rage. I mean, Zach's voice is one of my favorites of all time, and it's just so incredible.
Well, I was telling Shmonty, I was like, dude, with Audio Slave and then doing Prophets of Rage and bringing in Chuck D and Be Real, I understand that because they're old school fans. You rap and scream. I'm like, what if?
I don't really rap. I kind of fuck
You
around
have
talking,
rapped.
I guess.
Awolnio Slave.
Yeah. No. You rap in the last song of Megalithic. You bust out some rhymes, and
that's not even me though. That's actually
that's your boy. That's not even you.
Yeah, that's my boy, the Gatsby.
Oh.
Who was also a great director of videos. He did the Sale video, "Kill Your Heroes and Not Your Fault." Went on to win VMAs for Bruno Mars, actually.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool because we were both down and out on our luck when we became creative together, and then we both kind of took off at the same time. We were able to help each other, so that was really nice.
Have you ever covered a Rage Against the Machine song?
Yeah, we did the End of Freedom a few times at the end of our set, and then coincidentally I sang the End of Freedom last night with Prophets.
Oh, you did?
In El Paso, Texas, for the first time of the whole tour.
That's what I'm saying. That's like just
it's on our
fit.
Instagram. I put a little video up, but it was pretty cool.
So the first
I
time
threw
you
down, man. I was ready.
Yeah.
First time you got on stage with them on
Yeah.
this tour, and you shared a moment. You got to sing a Rage song. You got to be kind of up there with
Yeah.
them. What was that like?
You
perform every night, but
yeah, I never thought that would happen, so it was cool. It was pretty emotional. I did the Ghost of Tom Joad, but it was a version that Tom and Bruce did together. So it was a different version than the original Bruce, and different than the Rage Against the Machine cover. And then eventually it evolved into being a combination of both, where I was able to do kind of the Bruce Tom version, and then it went into the Rage, and then I got to put my Zach hat on ending part,
Right.
Which was cool. I mean, I when I knew we were going to do the tour, that's what my main goal was to do some of Zach's parts, because I knew I could do them pretty good.
Yeah, you feel like you have like if Awolnation didn't work out, you'd be a great Rage Against the Machine cover frontman.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So
you
were
do a
you-
good
do the
Zach
rapping.
Ilaroca?
He's just, his delivery is so good. His cadence.
It's distinct. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good.
Were you walking around backstage then, singing Rage Against the Machine songs in your best Zach in front of the guys? Just
No, they knew
just
I
Tim
dropping
knew,
hints,
yeah.
dropping breadcrumbs?
They knew. Tim knew I could do it. It was cool. But I was nervous because I didn't know the Ghost of Tom Joad the way that they were doing it. So Tom's like, "Hey, I think we should do the song. It'd be great. Check out this version." And I said, "I don't think so, man, because I can't do it any justice. I don't want to make a fool of myself or you or whatever." And he's very convincing.
He wouldn't take no for an answer.
Yeah, he's like, "No,
That's
you'll
good.
do great, Aaron." I'm like, "Okay, I guess I'm doing it." So then I just studied it for 48 hours, and then we did it. I knew it better than the rest of the guys.
And you killed it. And did you tell
I
your
did
dad
okay,
immediately?
What?
Did you tell your dad immediately what you
Yeah, I
did?
sent him a video.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't. It wasn't the radical stuff that.
Rage is known for.
Yeah, kind of. It was somewhere in between. It was a Bruce Springsteen, and The Boss is one of my favorites of all time. So it's just such a weird dream, really, to be covering The Boss, Rage, all in one.
Right.
And have my own band being a part of that. And meanwhile, one of my favorite lyricists of all time, and Chuck D, is watching and approving, and Be Real is great. And so it's almost over. But and I did Bullet in the Head. I did the ending of that.
Awesome.
So I'm like the relief pitcher. They call me in when they need some.
Well, they hit
Bring
the
in
screams.
Bruno.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's not like Chuck D or Be Real can hit those screams, and you have a wicked scream. So
Thanks, yeah.
yeah.
They do a good job, though. They really do. I was at first I'm like, Zach's my favorite. I don't know how they're gonna do this, but it's cool. It's different, but it's cool.
They have a good old school delivery as well. So I mean, as far as their delivery and the way that they rap, there's similarities there. You know, they all
love
grew
each
up.
other. Between Chuck, Zach, and Be Real, they all like each other. They're all. I think there's a common respect there. The new Zach song's incredible, by the way.
Yeah.
Digging for Windows.
Do you think they'll ever get back together?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
you'd hope so, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, you'd think that Zach would have been there at one of these shows, but I never saw him. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
his solo stuff sounds great, so I see what he's doing, and it's great.
Have you taken a step back and gone, this is not my life?
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you
But
have all these cool
yeah.
experiences.
But I do that with a lot of things. You know, I do that when I get good waves and I'm surfing. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm surfing this great wave. Or
Yeah.
Right.
with my wife, I'm like, I can't believe this beautiful, great woman likes me. This is crazy, you know. Or my dog or my friends or talking to you guys that are just being really lucky to be involved in music at all is what I really am stoked about. Because I remember always thinking, like, I have a couple tattoos, none are that insane, but thinking like, well, and I've considered getting other ones. And the point really isn't about the tattoos. It's more that I think I still have that part of me that is like a kid that's afraid to get, you know, well, if I get a tattoo that people could see when I shake their hands, maybe I wouldn't get a job at this place.
Sure.
With you know.
Are you trying to keep a backup plan in case?
Yeah,
you-
kind of. I still kind of wonder what I'm going to be when I grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So
I was the same way. We're radio, so
Yeah.
technically
Oh,
we
God.
could get our, knuckles blasted or,
Right.
any of that, face tattoo, whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's rock radio, but at the same time, like, that can go away any day, and I could be, seriously trying to sell cars tomorrow.
Exactly.
So
You never know.
got to
Yeah.
keep it
Sales.
professional.
So we're coming near the end of our time that we were allotted with you, but I want to ask one question. We were talking about this on the air. There was a study, Mashable did the top 10 worst candies for Halloween. Your dad,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so you're probably going to see some Halloween candy. When you were young, when you were growing up.
I'm not a dad yet.
No.
Oh, you're not? I thought you
No,
said you
no.
had some kids.
No,
my
dog
my
and-
dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
And
man.
that's
then-
he's a dog dad,
Well,
too.
then I'm a dog dad as
Right.
well. So no chocolate for him. But
Yeah.
growing up, what was the worst candy? Like when you opened up that bag, you're like, I can't believe they gave
The
me
one
this,
thing
those
you don't want.
bastards.
I never loved paydays very much, although now that I'm older, I probably dig them more, you know?
Yeah.
Candy corn sometimes it's like stale. And
You gotta be in the mood
Grandma
for it,
gave
yeah.
them to you from a couple Halloweens ago. you
Yeah.
know?
They never go bad, but they
I hate
always bad.
the marshmallow, like ghosts. You know what I'm
Okay.
talking about?
That wasn't on the
Those
list, but
suck,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Those are terrible.
Are you like? Are they?
They're like
peeps
marshmallow
or something?
pies in a way, kind of,
Yeah.
anything. It's like
They're not
crappy
good.
chocolate on top of it, and it's marshmallow and marshmallow shit. You're absolutely right.
It's not good. That's not good.
See, I get mad about this kind of stuff. Well, I have a daughter, and Halloween's coming up, and I get the the daddy tax. This is how she pays me back for all the shit I buy her for the entire year. So she gets mad about it, but I'm like 50%, yo. I mean, I'm buying you this. You want new shoes?
Yeah.
I think it's fair. I get my daddy tax.
Do you get the leftovers? Or you get your first crack?
No,
first
I go
pick?
I fresh bag. Fresh bag.
Do you
know.
remember? Did you guys do trades like you're doing baseball card trades?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My
Trade,
sister
yeah.
and I don't like that, but you like these, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna take some of those. You do those there.
You know what the
yeah.
candy's pretty shitty is the dots on the paper. Remember those?
That
things?
was on the
Oh,
list.
come on, man.
Yes.
You don't like
They're
those?
And I
cool.
said
They're
no.
a fun time, but those things.
They were on the list. They're
Yeah.
number 3, and I was like, yeah, that's like, he said he used to get them from the candy store all the time, and I
just
said,
remember
where'd you
pull-
grow up in the 50s?
Yeah.
I grew up in Farmington, Connecticut, right? The very just a small town in Connecticut. But yeah, I just remember you pull pull them off the roll, and you get like an arm's length for like 50 cents, and it was like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Meanwhile, I grew up in a town that had color television, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. You
Right?
know?
Yeah.
You elitist snob.
All right, one stupid question to go out on.
Sure.
Your name's Aaron. Your nickname's Airwall. Or I'm sorry. Shit, I went to.
Well, it's now Airwall.
It's AWOL. No, that's where I was leading to. Of course, I fucked up the stupid question.
Yeah.
Nickname's AWOL because you went AWOL and stuff. Have you ever thought about a third nickname and going Airwall?
That was so bad. There was a
Thank you.
Airwall.
Just thank
Airwall's
you.
cool, but I don't jump very high. I'll tell you, Isaac, our drummer, we run every day together, and kind of to make me laugh, he does parkour shit all the time.
Yeah.
He's jumping off the walls, and like he can jump over any trash can, and Isaac is the new Airwall, I think. But yeah,
That's got to be. Does
he
do,
jumps so
like-
high. I'm like, what are you doing? You know,
Like
'cause
from The Office, does he yell hardcore parkour?
that's the best one.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I miss that show. I just watched the whole thing front to end again, and that was my second time doing it, and
Probably do it again in another year.
Probably in a couple years. Yeah, right now I'm doing that with Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That'll be my second time on that, and after that probably Portlandia again. I'll go through that, and then maybe The Office again as well.
Yeah.
I still watch Seinfeld always religiously when I'm eating. You know, like if you're just being lazy, Seinfeld while we're eating a meal, or Friends. Sometimes as cheesy as that may be, I really like Ross a lot. People say he's a punk. I think he's cool. You know.
Have you
he
met
just
David
loves
Schwimmer?
Rachel. No, I've never met him. No.
Would you geek out if you did?
I don't think so. No, because he probably wouldn't be cool in real life. Like
Probably
a
dick.
Yeah.
Right. Don't meet your friends' heroes.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
lesson
true.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I think we got a wrap, but Aaron Bruno, again, tonight at the Rialto Theater. Thank you very much for the time, for sitting with us today, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care. Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Shmonty in the morning. Weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10. Rock 102.1 KFMA.